Hey guys, welcome back. This is Neon. I'm here with Gigi Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Disney parks again because, oh my God, I think Disney's feeling the pinch of the emptiness of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They just dropped a surprise announcement, everybody. The date of the second Galaxy's Edge attraction, Rise of the Resistance. This is kind of the e-ticket, I guess, for the land. The one that should have been open on opening day, even before the Falcon ride. But they dropped the opening date for that, and I suspect this has a lot to do with the fact that nobody's going to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland.
Right. So what's different and interesting about this is they announced the date as being Walt Disney World first on December 5th. And then I want to say the 17th of January for Disneyland.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, 2020 for Disneyland. Now, here's a couple things that are interesting about this. One is the Rise of the Resistance is the new attraction. It's going to be like all the high-tech things everybody's waiting for. Originally, Disney World had said they were going to open in late fall of this year for the Galaxy's Edge. So this is around the time it should have been opening for the whole thing. But the end of their fiscal year is the end of September, so we have to get all those trips on before the end of the year. So they gave early release dates for both parks.
And it blew up spectacularly because the park wasn't finished. People were holding off on booking trips to Disney World and going to Disneyland because they weren't sure when everything was going to be open, especially Disney World. Like, they didn't even announce until a good way into this year when they were actually going to open it in Disney World. So people were like, well, when am I going to book my trip? Right, so they weren't booking trips. So
if you're going to spend that much money to go to Disney World, you're going to just go once. You're not going to make two big trips to go down. So of course you're going to wait until it's all open before you go down.
Yeah, and I think at this point, I think Galaxy's Edge for 2019 is a bust. I don't think they're going to get people coming to Disney World for it in December.
I think they will, but go ahead.
Okay.
We'll disagree on this.
Here's where it's going to get interesting, because anybody who goes to Disney World will tell you December is usually very, very busy.
Early December's not so much, but December itself, especially around the holidays, just avoid it.
Right. So they're going to open, so they're opening their Galaxy's Edge in Disney World in August, and I think what they're going to do is be like, look at all the people.
Yeah.
Look at all the people coming to Disney World for Galaxy's Edge in December when they were going to come in December for Christmas anyway.
No, I think what's going to happen is they're not going to let this fail at Disney World no matter what, because they have too much of a black eye on the Disneyland one.
Yeah.
So they're already starting to do deals. They're already starting to do extra magic hours. You stay in the park. They're trying to do all kinds of stuff. I know the pass holders are getting a preview this time, and they're learning from the mistakes from Disneyland.
Yeah.
So I think no matter what happens, they're going to make sure Disney World is busy, 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 because they cannot deal with another PR nightmare of it not being busy. Like, they can excuse it at Disneyland because of the pass holder blockouts or because it's the locals park or whatever. But Disney World, if it ends up flopping at both, it looks really bad. So I don't think it's going to be unbusy. I think it's going to be crazy busy, and they're going to look how busy it is, because they're going to make sure.
Will it be busy enough though? Because Toy Story Land, I thought when it first opened, it was crazy busy. And here, in retrospect, people were like, oh, Disney was disappointed by the attendance. People basically weren't booking a trip specifically to go to Toy Story Land.
Why would you?
Why would you? It's like a roller coaster and a spinny ride. Like, who cares? People were kind of holding off on Star Wars, but now, since they're announcing it so late in the year, most people, again, who are coming from outside of Florida, aren't really going to trek down there when they've only got a couple months' notice.
Right. People need more notice than that. But if you're going to go to see this one, especially because, granted, it is sequel trilogy ride. It's based on their trilogy, of course. But it is supposed to be very, very, very advanced and very impressive. Even from the media stuff we saw about it when they had like some previews of things in it, it's going to be pretty awesome, I guess. So people are going to go looking for this because they're putting all their effort into the ride that's on their sequel trilogy.
Yeah, now, it's funny, though. It's like, oh, look, guys, it's based on the sequel trilogy, but, oh, we're going to make sure it's got original trilogy AT-ATs in it. Mm-hmm. We're going to make sure it's got X-Wings in it. We're going to make sure that it's got...
That's my article. Sorry, this is my article on piratesandprincesses.net. Here, if you go to their article, I was going to show the AT-ATs. There,
yeah, so those things, if you're watching them build this, you would have seen that the AT-ATs, which are actually like twice the size of the one they have outside of Star Tours, I guess. So this one, I think this is what a lot of people are waiting for. I still, though, I don't know how many people are going to book a trip specifically to go see this.
I actually want to see this just for the walkers.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the rest. I want to see that. That's what I want to see. I don't really care about the rest.
I mean,
I will see the walkers.
I mean, granted, the Falcon
That's
ride
impressive.
seems pretty Star Wars. Now, I did see a video the other day, and I can't remember who did it, and unfortunately, I can't remember who did the video, but he had some really good points where he talked about, you know, part of the problem with Galaxy's Edge, you know, versus Harry Potter. Like, you look at what Universal's doing with Harry Potter, and they're basically putting you in the movies that you know and love.
Right.
With characters that you know and love.
Right.
With Disney, they're putting you in, he said the best way he could describe it was off-brand Star Wars, because it's a planet that has never been shown in the Star Wars universe. All of the original trilogy characters are dead at this point. We've got all these new characters running around, and he's like, it just really felt like just a generic sci-fi part of a theme park. And he said that's the problem. He said, when I go to Universal, I'm at Hogwarts. You know, I'm at Hogsmeade. I get to, you know, I get to see these characters, but that's not the case. Darth Vader's not walking around. Chewie's not walking around. We got some stormtroopers, but they're sequel stormtroopers. There's a couple of droids. I expected aliens to be walking around all over the place.
That's what I thought too.
And there's none of that.
Well,
you know?
This is interesting too. They're going to do this December 5th, and then we have the Rise of Skywalker comes out later in that month, and 10-1 they have Batuu on that, because they're calling this Batuu and the Black Spire Outpost. I guarantee you they'll find a way to make it part of the movie, because otherwise, like what he's saying, it's a generic, it's like a knockoff Star Wars. Like, people don't know it. They should have made it Mos Eisley, or you know, Hoth, or something that people recognized. Hoth would have been cool, but they could have done that. You know, Jabba's palace or something. They could have done something.
Right. That's what people wanted, and that's what he said in this video. And I feel really bad. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but maybe somebody could jar my memory in the comments. But he said, you know, people want to go on the Death Star. They want to go. They want to go into Jabba's palace. They want to go into the Mos Eisley. You know, when they said they had a cantina, they thought it was going to be the Mos Eisley cantina. You know, with the band and everything, and that's not the case.
You know darn well they're going to make it Batuu in the movie, and they're going to make Oga's cantina or something in the movie. You know, Doc Ongar somehow. They're going to try to do that so that people have a connection. Because when you teach and stuff, one of the things they tell you to do, because I'm a teacher, is that you need to find a way to relate it to people's personal experiences. If they want them to learn something, or if you want them to connect with something you're teaching them, make sure you present it in such a way that it's something that they can connect and relate to. Same when you write characters, make them relatable. People will connect with them more. But they're taking this planet that's not even there. No one knows who it is unless you're reading what it is, unless you're reading the books or the comic series that are going out with it, which most people aren't going to read that. Or, I mean, if they do it with a movie, there's no connection here. There's no emotional connection. There's no recognized anything that people are like, oh, yeah, I connect to that because I remember when I was a kid this. And they don't have that. If they had done it the other way, it would have been a much better way to go.
I just don't understand the thinking, because even Star Tours in Hollywood Studios, right, being that small area that it is, I mean, you walk through the Ewok village, you walk underneath a walker. Now, it's kind of dated now, but, you know,
still love it.
They've got the Endor bunker there for the stage shows. And then the gift shop. The gift shop looks like Tatooine. Just in that very, very small area. And then for years, they had the speeder bike there. They don't have it anymore. But for years, that area felt more like Star Wars than what I've seen of Galaxy's Edge, which does look like it literally could be any other sci-fi. It could be
Dune or something.
Yeah, it could be the planet from Thor Ragnarok. I forget the name off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, it could literally be anything, and that's what people are complaining about. Is like they wanted to be put in the Star Wars movies, not this side story. And I get what Disney was going for, that they wanted you to have this kind of clean slate to work from to make your own story, but that's not working out. I don't think that's good. I think once the novelty wears off, again, people are lined up. They want to go see Hagrid.
Yeah, they want to see what they know.
Right, they want to see what they know. They want to live that story. These other characters and locations they're trying to create, again, there's no connection to it. The safest bet, the best bet would have been to set it during the original trilogy.
Right.
You know, old school stormtroopers, Darth Vader. You know, people could walk from Hoth to Tatooine to Endor, and yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but neither does Star Tours, because you're bouncing around from the prequels to the original trilogy.
Even if they want to do the rise of, what's the name of the ride? The Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance.
They could have done that. They could have made one part of the area like the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And they could have made one part of the area more based on where the Falcon is based on the old original trilogy.
Yeah.
They could even add another area based on the prequel trilogy, and they could have hit all the bases, and they could have made any of the fandoms, whether you're a fan of one or all, happy, and that would have even worked too. But right now, I think it's just a matter of it's not connecting with people because they don't know it.
No, and there's no emotional connection. And a lot of people, Disney, again, when they greenlit this, they thought because The Force Awakens was doing so well that this is it, man. This is money in the bank. And that's not the case. Meanwhile, people still have a strong emotional connection to the original Harry Potter movies, but they're not connecting to the Fantastic Beasts movies in the same way.
That's true.
So it was smart of Universal. They could have gone out and said, you know what? We're going all in on Fantastic Beasts. This new roller coaster is going to be the Fantastic Beast machine, because it was already based on creatures, and they could have done that, but wisely, they chose to go back to the original Harry Potter movies and incorporate beloved characters into that because, nobody's connecting to Fantastic Beasts.
Right, you need to go back to the source material that had the most appeal, and that's what they needed to do, and they didn't. And I think part of it is because some people that are in place of, writing these story group things and all that are people that are younger people, and they don't seem to have the nostalgia yet.
No.
That, like, we have. That's why you see them ruining things like She-Ra and Thundercats Roar, and they're going to ruin My Little Pony, which is another video entirely. So that's why you're seeing this, because they don't have that connection, that nostalgic whatever. They're just trying to make something new and impressive based on something that already exists again, so they repurpose it. They don't make anything new, I guess. But I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that people don't know what it is. They don't relate to it. But either way, it's going to come out the end of this year and early next year. Disney is not going to let it fail Walt Disney World. They will do whatever they have to do, guaranteed, so it doesn't fail at Walt Disney World. Yeah,
they're already talking. They're going to throw out all kinds of deals, like free dining deals and discounted hotel rooms, just to get people to Disney World. And everybody's excited about this Star Wars hotel they're going to build. And I'm like, you don't understand how much that's going to cost.
Oh yeah, that's going to be like thousands and like $1,000 a night, $2,000 a night.
It's going to be really expensive. Like people are like, oh yeah, we'll just wait till they build the hotel, not realizing that hotel is going to be like the most premium experience. It's going to be like a LARPing hotel. And I think I heard somewhere it's only going to have 100 to 200 rooms, and it's going to be a weekend long thing. It's going to be thousands of dollars to do this. It's
weed out the riffraff.
Yeah, to weed out the riffraff, which Disney World, that's the thing. Disney World is very expensive.
They keep targeting the people with money. Like even their special things, like that one thing where you can pay $15,000 or whatever it was to go to eat these special, restaurants, and then go ahead and do whatever you want and to go.
Right. Yeah, they have these like premium experiences with the VIP tour guides.
Which I recommend the VIP tour guides though.
We actually did. We've had a tour guide a couple times. Yeah.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, Chris is nice. But anyway, actual Chris, not fake Orlando Chris. They are. That's the thing about Disney World, is they're trying to market Disney World as being like a premium experience. Disneyland is still very much a local park, and there is kind of a difference there.
Yeah, but that's why they both feel different too. Like Disneyland feels like the old Disney you remember.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, I think that's what makes it so nice, is that it's a very nostalgic park. It's very old school park. And then Disney World is a lot more modern. They're shoehorn all the IP in. We call Epcot now.
Yeah.
But anyway, what it is.
It is what it is. It's coming. This announcement, I think, is basically to, and it drops now right after all the bad buzz about the empty parks. This is to get people to plan their trips to Walt Disney World, because they know people are holding off. They're like, I'm not going to go see Galaxy's Edge if it's only half open, and they're freaking out.
My takeaway is bookings are down, which we've heard from,
many
agencies, including the top agency. Bookings are down. We need to get people's butts there. We're going to have another Disneyland on our hands. Hurry up and announce this, because people are holding off until then.
And then what they will do when the blame game is played, and it will be played. It always is played. The blame game will be like, well, we didn't have both rides open, but let's wait until next fiscal year and see where we're at, because, now that we got both rides open, this thing might actually be a hit. Now we got, Rise of Skywalker out, and people can put this plan into context. We'll see how it goes.
But good news is they really like the cantina, so it's all good.
It's all good.
Doesn't matter as a gaping wound. There's a little scrape to the side. We'll just focus on the scrape.
Yeah. So I don't know. But this is a panic. This is a panic move to me. Just drop it now after a week of people talking about how the crowds are down. This is definitely a panic move. So we got anything else to add?
I don't think there's much you can add.
All right. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. This has been Neon and Geeky.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.